Hi everyone, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm gonna show you a quick and easy way to use tappet cutters, both letters and numbers. Okay, here are my tappets. I have the uppercase, lowercase, and numbers. When I first got my tappets, I had a hard time figuring out how to get the letters out without breaking them or deforming them in some way because they're so tiny. So I've seen different methods online on how to get it out. Some people like to use a toothpick or a pin to poke it out, but I'll show you an easy way that I like to do. Okay, let's get started. First, roll your fondant out as thin as possible. And it won't work if your fondant is moist or sticky, so if you just colored it, let it air out for a few minutes. Dust your work area with cornstarch and sugar powder mix. So I just want to show you this is how thin it should be. If it's any thicker, you might have trouble getting the letter out since it's high enough to touch the roof of the cutter. And with a clean cutter, cut it into strips. This cutter ensures that strips are wide enough for the widest letters. Okay, and let this fondant air out for about 5 minutes. Okay, start with a strip of fondant. Here I'm going to make an A, so I'm going to dust it and then shake off any extras. Okay, press firmly onto the strip. If you rub it a little bit like this, it will make sure it's pressed through with clean edges. Pick out any extra fondant. And it's kind of like tapping the back of a ketchup bottle. You see my hand? I make a fist and I count 1, 2, 3 and I tap it against the table. Okay, I'll do B and C as well. So yeah, sometimes that happens. The B just came out by itself. And for the C, okay, 1, 2, 3, tap and it pops right out. Okay, let's do that one more time. So number 1, dust the cutter. And then number 2, press the cutter down firmly and wiggle it a little bit. And 3, place your fist behind the cutter and then tap it against the edge of the table. And it works the same for lowercase, uppercase, or numbers. And sometimes I do 2 at a time if I need 2 letters on the same end of the cutter. You can also change the font by trimming off the brackets of the letters, so I do this when I need to make Chanel or Michael Kors. Okay, so quickly before I go, I'm going to show you how I center the words on my cake. Okay, so line up the letters and find the middle of your phrase. You can count from each end until you get to the center of the phrase, or I like to put the small rolling pin in front and eye it from that way as well. Okay, so the letter A is the middle of my phrase. Then I find the front center of my cake. So for example, if I have a figurine and that's the focal point of my cake, I'll draw an imaginary line down from the figurine and mark it as my center. Okay, then I place the letter A there and then I put the rest of the letters outwards. So that's how I center all the phrases on my cakes. Okay, so that's it for my Tappits tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you like my tutorials, head over to my blog. The link is in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe.